What if you fell into Alpha Centauri B and somehow survived? Not just visited, not just observed from a telescope. I mean, fell through its atmosphere, sank into its burning clouds, and lived long enough to witness what no human eye has ever seen. What would the sky look like? What would the air feel like? And what happens to your body, your mind, your sense of reality when you're standing inside a star? Because Alpha Centauri B isn't a planet. It's a star. A living, burning nuclear furnace, smaller than our sun, but still 500,000 times more massive than Earth. And yet, we're going to imagine the impossible. A version of you wearing the strongest sci-fi suit ever built. A suit that bends physics just enough to let you experience the unexperienceable. So, take a breath. This will be the last normal breath you ever take. In front of you, space dissolves. There is no black sky anymore, just a blinding sphere of orange-gold fire. Alpha Centauri B, staring back at you like a molten eye. It's not white like our sun. It's not red like a dying star. It glows like a living flame, the color of lava, of burning metal, of a furnace door opening into eternity. You approach. At first you feel nothing, because space is still cold. Your visor displays numbers. Temperature outside, minus 270 degrees Celsius. Radiation rising, distance to the star, shrinking fast, and then you cross a line, the invisible limit where the cold of space breaks, and the star claims you. There is no wind, yet the heat presses on your suit like the breath of a dragon, a thick furnace-like pressure, not of air but of photons, trillions of light particles slamming into you every second. You aren't just getting closer to a star, you are entering a river of light that has been flowing for millions of years. The suit compresses, fail-safes activate. Your entire body starts to feel unreal, like you're made of glass, and the universe is tapping on it. You fall deeper. The light becomes a physical object, not just brightness, but texture. The kind of brightness that feels like it's inside your skull, under your eyelids, under your skin. You don't see the star anymore. You are inside the star's glare, then something strange happens. You expect chaos, heat, fire. Instead, there is structure. Bands of glowing plasma, rolling clouds of gas. Tornadoes of hydrogen taller than planets. They move in silence, because sound cannot travel in space, but your mind constructs the sound anyway. A low, endless roar, like the ocean if it were made of fire. Your suit displays the outer temperature, 500 degrees Celsius, hot enough to vaporize metal, but still just the surface. Below you, it gets worse. You're now inside the photosphere, the glowing skin of the star, where atoms collide so fast they create light. The gas isn't air, it's plasma, matter so hot that electrons have ripped away from atoms and roam free. If you could reach out and touch it, it wouldn't burn you, it would erase you. But the suit holds, and the deeper you fall, the more the star begins to behave like a world, not empty, not random, alive. You see granules, enormous cells of plasma the size of continents, rising and sinking like boiling soup. Each cell lasts maybe 10 minutes, then collapses and reforms like the star is breathing. You drop further. Gravity increases. Your body feels heavier. Alpha Centauri B pulls at you with 20-30 times Earth's gravity, enough to crush you instantly without the suit. Your spine feels like it's being stretched and compressed at the same time, like the star is trying to claim your bones. Your mind starts to break, not from pain, but from scale. Nothing in human experience prepares you for standing inside a star where storms are bigger than Jupiter, where heat has no ceiling, where time and motion blur. Yet, something even stranger happens. The deeper you fall, the darker it gets. Not because the star is cooling, but because light can't escape. You reach the convection zone, where light bounces around like a prisoner trapped in a maze of atoms. Photons that will one day reach space spend hundreds of thousands of years trapped here first. Imagine that. Every ray of sunlight you've ever felt started its journey buried deep inside a star, wandering for millennia before ever seeing open space. Now you're falling through that ancient prison of light. The pressure climbs to millions of atmospheres. Your suit groans. The metal of the future begins to sound like the inside of a sinking submarine. Little pings, little snaps, the sound of matter reaching its limit. Below you is the radiation zone, a place so dense that even light moves like syrup. Down there, atoms don't drift. They are crushed into a screaming ocean of charged particles. flowing like a slow, unstoppable tide. Still you fall. Numbers blur. 50,000 degree, 100,000 degree, 500,000 degree, 1,000,000 degree. You are no longer inside a star. You are inside nuclear math. Atoms are being pulled apart and smashed together faster than you can blink. Hydrogen becomes helium. Helium becomes carbon. Carbon becomes oxygen. Every breath you've ever taken, every drop of blood in your veins, every planet, rock, tree, and human, all of it was born in places like this. You realize something. This isn't a furnace. It's a womb. The universe doesn't build with peace. It builds with violence, crushing, burning, fusing elements into existence. Your suit is dying now. The heat is no longer a number. It is a force. Radiation is no longer energy. It is a storm of bullets passing through atoms like they don't exist. But before you melt into the star's memory, you see it. The core, not flames. Not light, but something that looks like stillness. Matter packed so tightly it behaves like a single object. A sphere of pure nuclear pressure, 15 million degrees, where every second more energy is born than humanity has ever produced in its entire history. You don't feel heat anymore. You feel creation. If your mind could speak, it would whisper something like, "So this is where stars dream." And then the suit fails. You don't burn. You don't explode. You dissolve, not into ashes, but into the very same particles that fuel the star. Your atoms scatter. Some drift outward, trapped in the slow, random walk of photons. Some will take thousands of years to reach the surface. Some will escape into space. Some may drift for millions of years and someday become part of a planet, a leaf, a heartbeat, a child. And that's the final twist. You didn't die inside the star. You became the star. Your body, carbon, oxygen, calcium, came from a star once. And now in this impossible sci-fi ending, you've gone back home, not as a visitor, but as fuel for the next generation of worlds. You entered Alpha Centauri B as a human. You leave as stardust, and maybe, millions of years from now, when some distant creature looks up at a golden star in the Centauri sky, they won't know it. But a tiny part of you is glowing back at them.
Yet, something even stranger happens. The deeper you fall, the darker it gets.